Sarcoma policy, Bharat or the new India has to have its own policies like many other policy. You have an artificial intelligence policy, you have a digital policy, you have a mobile policy, you have data policy. Likewise, why don't we consider improving to the next level in every healthcare perspective by having a sarcoma policy? So say we have a sarcoma policy 2024. How it has to be done in 2024, I'll tell. I mean, that's what my thought and with my limited 15 to 16 years of knowledge in this field and meeting a lot of people across the world, studying a lot of policies of different countries, I've come to this, say about 6 points. Number one, because this is one of the highly curable cancers or the tumors in the body and in children, it has to be detected early. How do we detect early? Number one, there should be a very broad campaign telling that a child which has got a pain in the knee joint or the shoulder joint or any part of the bone, and the child is not sleeping well, and the child is waking up regularly in the middle of the night and crying, and the pain is not coming down by a regular dose of analgesic, such pain is of concern. That concerning pain has to be brought to notice by empowering citizens or the parents by getting an MRI done in the nearby center. A plain MRI which may cost about 2,000-3,000 rupees, which can be subsidized quite well. Plain MRI, if it is detected early, it should be notified. It's called notifiable disease. Once it is notified, this has to be referred to nearby sarcoma center or the National Sarcoma Center, which will be placed, say in Bangalore. If this National Sarcoma Center, once this gets notified, it will tell where the child has to go to the nearby center. Say this patient is in Assam, so they can go to in Guwahati or nearby Bibura Cancer Center, whatever it is. There are a lot of cancer centers across India, so they have to approach them. Once it's approached there, they will have a protocols of how do we manage. And this child should not be delayed in any part of treatment just because of various reasons. So that has to be the part of the sarcoma policy. Number two, this has to be a single policy, particularly in children this age, say less than 15, because there are so many schemes. Every government comes, every prime minister changes, they will have their own names of the schemes. It could be Ayushman Bharat, it could be Rajiv Gandhi, suddenly they'll call Vajpayee Arogya scheme. So many schemes are there. Most of the citizens are not at all aware of what is covered and what is not covered. Particularly the middle class people or the people who are the income is not too low, not too high, have the people which suffers a lot and they are totally unaware of these schemes. So it is our duty to make sure that these are communicated from once they are diagnosed. It's very, very important. As I said, the third point was notifiable, which I have already covered. Referral center, fourth point was I covered it. I gave you a story of how it has to be referred and how it will be. That referral center will be like a hub and you will have spokes at different levels of the country. And as I said, the new diagnostic tool of 2024 should be a plain MRI scan, which is more safer than X-ray. And because MRI is ubiquitously available, if we do this will be the first country in the world to have such a sarcoma policy where MRI has been used as a tool, because most of the developed countries also cannot have these kind of options, because our India definitely in healthcare, in imaging, in diagnosis is way, way, way ahead. This is my outright talk or something, because I have analyzed, I have seen the difficulties of getting an MRI done. It may take 3 months, 4 months, 5 months to get an MRI done in the most developed country like US. So I said the National Sarcoma Center, Bangalore, so let's call it like that. So this has to be partly taken care by the government, partly by the self-administration, partly by the NGOs and others. So by this methodology, it can be a sustained center. Otherwise, only government, only private, only self will not work. So we have to have a model, such model. I think that is a win-win situation for any government. It will be a win-win situation for anybody in the society. So these are the points which I would definitely like to be put in the sarcoma policy, which will make a child's life and a very, very rare disease. These are all very, very rare diseases and curable diseases make meaningful. That means many of my children whom we have treated, they have become doctors, engineers, businessmen. So that means it's quite possible, and there are people who have given employment to 100 plus now, right now, whom we have treated. So that is the way we have to look at the children as our future citizens of the country. That's about sarcoma policy.